So we've changed from this piece of wood to a more elegant solution because it would solve more problems. When this is installed, let's look at the slot depth. This is as deep as it can get. Remember, it's got an arch. It's about a little over 1/8. But down here, it's, over 1/16, way less than 1/8. So most of the resistance is going to be here, and it ain't really enough. Okay, next. The strings are so spaced so wide that the strings are too close to the edge of the fretboard. We have to pull them in. Now, plugging these and redrilling them is just not feasible. It'll simply weaken everything. But there's a way to clock these exit slots. I'm further going to be dealing with this with my replacement of the simple stick. I went through my bridge collection and found a blank that someone had halfway made into a bridge before the holes were drilled. All of my other bridges have much narrower hole spacing, so if I anyway, I made a new cap. Now remember, this has got a curve to it, but my new cap has a curve to it. I spent some time on the belt sander. I used it because the slot is the same dimensions as this slot. That's called luck. So remember, this hasn't been darkened. If I put some clear finish on this, it's going to match this. So what we've done here, let's say in 50 years, instead of resetting the neck, you just whoosh, and you're good for another 50 years. This thing is going to play for 100 years with no real need to do any major work. The other thing that was happening is when I had this installed with only this, the strings were still just coming up and trying to pull the thing forward. Now, what we've done here, I don't think this will fit in there yet. I have to, oh, it's actually going, anyway, see, it's real close to fitting, and that's called, again, serendipity. We could, anyway, this thing is going to raise up that angle and give me the ability to guide those strings. Well, anyway, I think this is an elegant solution to a potential problem. So there it is. 1, 2. The finished unit. The string spacing's been pulled in and realigned. The saddle has really good support. We're going to get a good brake angle, and we can control the brake angle by the little grooves that we can add if we want. So here's another angle. It shows the shine. I'm real happy with it. So this thing's almost done. And there's an optical illusion with that. It looks like two different colors, but it's not. It's a shadow of reflected light from the open garage door. So it's about done. Try to add up what I've done here. There's a new brace that goes up against the neck block, right there. Then there's another new brace on this side of the original brace. And There are two other braces. They're about 3/8 inch wide by less than 1/4 of an inch high, and they run from this brace to this brace. This was warping, and there's a crack all the way through here, all the way through here, all the way through here. And these are all danger signs of pulling the neck through the top. It isn't going to move anymore. It might not have moved anymore anyway. I've checked. These are ladder braces. They're very significant. And I've used a feeler gauge to make sure that they're glued to the top, because you'd think they'd break loose when this thing... Anyway, this was, opened up a 32nd, opened up 20 or 30 thousandths there. That one too. They're now completely filled, and if you run your fingers across the top, you'll feel the grain and some of the grain, but here it's smooth, and these cracks come right up to the surface now with finish. They're filled with cyanoacrylate, and they'll never move. All of them are like that. I've had to work on the finish where I've leveled this, because the ribs really show. These are planetary geared banjo tuners. Saga, I believe, Golden Gate. They're well made and they work. You can buy planetary tuners for cheap, but they are cheap and they are crap. They're crap. These are very good. They're 25 bucks a piece, so we're looking at 150 bucks. I have 2 left over because I needed 2 sets of 4. So I still have 2 left over, but I'm only going to charge for these. This is what was on there. These are friction tuners. If you're using a banjo with light strings or a ukulele, these will work, but they didn't work here. So this was the improvement that allowed the guitar to be tuned so that we could continue to see what's going on with it. The neck is absolutely flat. The frets are level to plus or minus 2 thousandths, and I haven't touched it. The action is lower than I would expect. It played at 080 with no buzz, but I've got it at about 84 just for some insurance. It's still very low. 88 is good, so. Anyway, I've got one little thing to touch up on the bridge, and my hand is just about totally gone. I'm going to try to play a few chords on here, and I'm thinking that's about all I'm going to be able to do as far as a demo video of its finish. I think that's all. If I think of something else, I'll turn it back on. There's still some little divots in there. That's how it came. I think the top looks better than when it got here. From the finish I'm slowly putting on. One more detail. When I got the guitar, the treble strings were almost falling off of this side, and the bass was okay. Basically, the string spread was too wide for the neck. So what I did after I put this back on, and to put this back on, first I cut it off from the original, from another spare bridge, got the curve to match the curve of this, held it on, with nothing else on there. I went up from underneath and telegraphed the original bridge holes into this piece on the bottom, turned it upside down, used a drill press, got those things drilled with a very small hole, like a 1/16 of an inch. And that let me check the string spacing and start to move it, because the original bridge pin holes were too large, and I had some movement. I scotch these in a little bit, and then at the very end I direct the little slots. There's little slots for the strings that come off of the hole for the bridge. Well, you can direct them to do the final placement for the strings. So these strings are pulled in. I've actually pulled these in and tried to get a good even string spacing. And I have. So, here it is. I mostly did a lot to the bridge. Ended up doing quite a bit to the top, and anyway, it's done. It's strung 11, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. I need the 20G to get a better intonation on the G. G's are, anyway, I'm not going to do much. My hand is almost totally gone. Let's do the full G here if we can here. The guitar sounds good. It plays good. The action was it'll play at 075 or 80 on this low E string. It's about 084 right now, and there's no sign of buzz. I don't know how far to go. Anyway, it's pretty well intonated. There you go. Yeah, my hand is, my next set of bones is now rubbing here. There's one here that's gone, and now this one. Never mind. Sled signing off from radio station www. You can find us on the web now too on our live broadcast at www. I think it's done. fussed over it and worked over it, and I've got it where I want it. I was having some intonation problems, and I finally figured out it was the E and B. They were intonating flatter than they should. So I never did really finish this one here, did I? So we'll go back to that.